We're up on YouTube and Facebook, and we're up on Clubhouse. So everybody's here. How's everybody doing? How was your week? How was your weekend? No, I need to minimize you and maximize that other thing. Okay. How y'all doing? Let me know how you're feeling in the comments. Give me an emoji that lets me know how my wonderful listeners are doing on this evening. Why is this thing skipping? Okay. Can I put a title? All right. My Instagram internet is being, okay, and no, that's not what I want to do. Discard. Okay, guys, we're getting started at 8:05, so I'm just giving people some time to get in the room. If you know why you're here, get comfy. If you don't know why you're here, don't worry. I'm going to let you know in just a few minutes. Okay, I have restarted Instagram. Hopefully that helps with the connection, and we're all over here. Okay, for those of you who do know why you're here, I've got some great stories for you. Drake is in the news again, but for infringement issues, but not the kind you think. What else? If anybody watched Floribama Shore, there is a story about that, even though the show doesn't even air anymore. Fans of Guns N' Roses, I have a story for you if you are a vintage Guns N' Roses fan. CNN, an outlet that's supposed to, be a bastion of, unbiased news, they in trouble for infringement, y'all. I'll tell you why soon. Um, Those of you wanting to open some type of theater or music venue in the future, there's a story for you. Nike, I'm sure you guys have heard this Nike story. We're going to talk about the Nike knockoff controversy that's happening. My gamers, there's an issue with the new Call of Duty game that's coming out. Kanye is going after a Australian burger joint, and what do you call it? A company that was stealing streams has a hefty bill to pay. Okay, so these are just some of the things that we're talking about tonight. We've got lots of things to keep us occupied. We're getting started in less than a minute, so get comfy, grab a drink. I've got my water. Grab a snack if you want to munch. Grab something to record some notes with. Hmm. Ooh, water is so good, y'all. Okay. If you don't drink water, I don't know what's wrong with you. I know there's some people that don't like drinking water. I don't know how you do it. All right, but so it's 8:05. We are getting started, okay? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice, depending on where you're consuming this media, my name is Natalie Pierre-Lewis, and I'm the host of the show and the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC. What that means is I help people like yourself get your business paperwork together. So things like making sure you have your articles of incorporation with the state, getting your EIN numbers and DUNS numbers, making sure you have contracts for partners and clients, protecting your intellectual property, meaning trademarks, copyrights, and patents, and excuse me, protecting you from getting sued for discrimination by teaching you proper hiring and training strategies, okay? I help you do this and much more. If you're wondering why I'm qualified, I'm very happy that you asked. I'm a licensed attorney. I have been one for 16 years and counting. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I am very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas. And if you're going to be successful, there are just some things that you need to know. There's no way around it. So that's why I'm here. So if you're in the startup phase of your business and you're looking for some legal guidance, you're like, there's so much information out there and it's in so many different places. How can I just, get a simple answer as to what I need to do? That is what I do. So I encourage you, if you're in the startup phase, to get in contact with your girl. How are you going to do that? You're going to go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. That is the link on all of my socials. It is on Clubhouse, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're at, you can find this link. There you're going to be able to book yourself a free 15-minute consultation if you are a new client. You can also download my free Biz Launch cheat sheet that will help you choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less. Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm is also where you can access many of my digital products. I like to write ebooks and make video trainings, okay? Because sometimes, you need a face as well as, and a voice as well as, the materials. And Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm is also where you can subscribe to my other social media accounts, the different outlets. Yeah. So anything you want to know that has to do with the business, you can find out at Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. Okay. But now that we've covered that, let's get to the reason why we're here, the show. So this is how the show works. I pull stories from the news, stories from blog sites, stories that you guys send to me in my inbox, and I pull the ones that have lessons that we can learn as business owners, and we discuss them, okay? So this is a time for you to get involved in the conversation, ask questions, give comments, as long as they are respectful. Please do not cuss, because my mama watched this show. Yes. So, get involved in the conversation and just have a good time, all right? I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to tell you guys before we start. Oh yeah, so, we're nearing the end of the year. Next week is going to be my last broadcast for 2022. And then I'm going to take a little hiatus for the holiday, hang out with my family. But for those of you who want to start a business in 2023, okay, if you're waiting for the top of the year and you need some help, my prices are going up in January. So I would suggest that you book, even if you don't want your appointment till 2023, book your 2023 appointments now before the prices go up, okay, for the 1 hour strategy session. So if you're planning on, working, or if you want to work with me in 2023 to get that business legit, book your sessions for 2023 now before prices go up in January. Okay? But that's enough for me. Now let's get to the show, okay? All right, we are ready to start. So, quick question. Did anybody here watch Floribama Shore on VH1? I guess it was kind of supposed to be like a southern version of Jersey Shore. Did anybody watch Floribama Shore? If you did, give me an FB in the comments if anybody watched Floribama Shore. Okay. So this show aired a few years ago. It no longer they no longer make new episodes, but while it was airing, or towards the end, Viacom, which runs a lot of networks and they own Floribama Shore, they were sued by a local establishment called the Floribama Lounge. This is a lounge that they are situated pretty close to the border between Florida and Alabama. That's why it's called Floribama, right? Now, in 2017, they sent a cease and desist to Viacom about Floribama Shore, saying that, they didn't want Viacom using that name. They said it, violated their trademarks, and it was creating a false association with their um, entertainment establishment, with their nightclub, right? So they're like, hey, we are Floribama Lounge, and we feel like Floribama Shore is, profiting off our name and causing and making people think that we're associated with them, right? So they took Viacom to court, okay? What do you think the court said to the owners of the lounge? What do you think the court said to the owners of the Floribama Lounge? Did they say, Floribama Lounge, you are absolutely right, or Floribama Lounge, you are absolutely wrong? What do you think the court said when Floribama Lounge said, we don't think that you should allow Viacom to use the name Floribama Shore for their TV show? What do you think they said? Elma the Pert. What do you think they said? You can write it in the comment box, Clubhouse. Don't be shy, or raise your hand. I'll bring you up on stage. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You're all welcome. I'm gonna give y'all just a moment to ponder that. Okay. What they said was the court said Floribama Lounge close but no cigar. So here's the thing, Floribama Lounge. Viacom's show is called Floribama Shore, and it is set in a specific region, Panama City, Florida, which is right in between Florida and Alabama. And the show is, displaying a specific culture, specifically the Floribama culture that exists down there. And it's describing a geographical area, right? So the court basically said, look, Floribama Lounge, Floribama in this context that they're using it for the show is being used to describe a region of the country as well as a specific regional culture, just like Jersey Shore was about a very specific kind of culture in New Jersey, the Italian whatever. Floribama Shore is doing the same thing. And they're like, Floribama Shore has nothing to do with your lounge. They are not stating any affiliation. They're not filming there. Nothing's happening. So there is no trademark infringement here. Excuse me. Hey, 76 Group K. Whew. So they said there is no trademark infringement here. And Floribama Shore gets to keep the name. Even the show doesn't air anymore, so I don't even know what they were expecting to get from this. Either way, the court said, girl, you got a little too much dip on your chip. So Floribama Lounge lost that, and Viacom won. Do you think that the court got it right? Do you think that the court was right to say, hey, yeah, they're using Floribama, but it has nothing to do with your lounge? Or do you think the court got it wrong and they should have, hey, Lusky 31, and they should have prevented Viacom from being able to use the name Floribama in their show name? Okay, let me know what you think about that. Okay, hey, all right. While you do that, I'm gonna slide into our next story. Do we have any Guns N' Roses fans? If you are a Guns N' Roses fan, give me some roses in the comments. Don't give me no guns. We want to keep it peaceful. But give me some roses in the comments if you are a Guns N' Roses fan. Guns N' Roses, they are a well-known rock band. Their guitarist is particularly well-known, Slash, who I only found out in the last few years is half black. Hey, Cal 30 Wilson. But yeah, if you're a Guns N' Roses fan, give me some rose emojis. Okay? Thank you, 76 Grimk. 76 Grimk is the only Guns N' Roses fan. Okay, fine, y'all. Okay. Anyway, so Guns N' Roses, they are, of course, a music group, okay? They're well known, very well known all over the place. Even if you are not a Guns N' Roses fan, you've probably heard of the group, right? Because this name of this group is so famous, of course they want to protect their, affiliations with anything, which leads us to this case. There is, thank you, Lusky 31. There is a store, there's a business in Texas called Texas Guns and Roses. The official name of this company is Jersey Village Florist, which so basically the paperwork, when they filed their paperwork, the business name is Jersey Village Florist, but they have a trade name, meaning the name that they do business with is called Texas Guns and Roses. Okay, and this Texas Guns and Roses, they are an online firearms store. You can go to texasgunsandroses.com or whatever their website is, and go, order your little Saturday night special or rifle or what. I don't know how you people buy guns. I don't know. I've never shot a gun in my life. But they have an online gun store, right, called Texas Guns and Roses. And Guns and Roses, the band, has filed a trademark infringement lawsuit against them because they are saying that this gun store is trying to capitalize off of the Guns N' Roses name. And they're saying, we don't want to be associated with a firearms seller. We are a music group, and while we may be named Guns N' Roses, we ain't out here busting these guns, okay? We are just making music, so we don't want to be associated with a firearms seller. Now, meanwhile, on the Texas Guns N' Roses side, they said, hey, we don't just sell guns. We sell metal safes for guns and flowers. If you guys have ever placed flowers in a metal safe, please give me a thumbs up. If anybody watching, whether live or later, if you have ever placed a living flower in a metal safe, please give me a thumbs up in the comments. If you have not, give me a thumbs down. How many of y'all have placed, a nice, beautiful rose or sunflower or, I don't know, daisy, whatever, in a nice vase, and then you put it right in your metal safe right next to that Glock? If you've ever done that, give me a thumbs up. If you're like, girl, what you talking about, give me a thumbs down, okay? So basically, Texas Guns N' Roses is saying, look, we don't just sell firearms. We also sell things that you can, safely secure your flowers and your firearms, right? And Guns N' Roses is like, no, you sell guns, and the name Guns N' Roses automatically makes people think of us. We don't like it that you're using this name. So now this case has not been litigated yet. There is no judgment. They're waiting to hear from the court. But I want to know from you guys, do you think that Guns N' Roses has a credible claim here, right? Now remember, when you trademark something, you can only trademark in your industry. Guns N' Roses, I'm pretty sure, is trademarked for, music and entertainment, and entertainment performances, and all stuff dealing with entertainment. I don't think Guns N' Roses has a trademark for firearms or a florist shop. So that Brandon guy, you think Guns N' Roses, the band, has a credible trademark infringement case? Can you explain why? I can even bring you on live if you want to do that. But yeah. Now remember, when you trademark something, you can only trademark in your industry. Our famous example, Dove soap versus Dove chocolate. The reason the two can exist is because they are two different products. Soap and chocolate, right? Here we have Guns N' Roses, which is music, and then Texas Guns N' Roses, which is apparently firearms and flowers, okay? That Brandon guy said, but we're talking name recognition. Even if it's a homonym, homonym, apparently I can't read either. It could be problematic. I totally agree with you, and that is what Guns N' Roses is basing, their argument on. They're like, look, Guns N' Roses, it's elevated past just the music. People know us everywhere, right? So if you have a store out here calling themselves Guns N' Roses, there's a high probability that it could be mistaken to be affiliated with us. So we have to wait and see what happens with it. But so far, that Brandon guy feels like Guns N' Roses has a legitimate claim. Does anybody think opposite? Does anybody agree with that Brandon guy? Let me know in the comments. That Brandon guy, I agree with you too. I don't know if that argument is going to fly with the court, but I think that it's a very good argument by the group, seeing as how they're known. I can't, granted, I'm sure I've heard the songs, but I can't tell you specific, this song is by Guns N' Roses. I would know it by sound, right? And that's the thing. Guns N' Roses is so all over the place, so well known. You may not know them, but you know them. So this is the argument that they're using to try and uphold, to block this Texas Guns N' Roses. So we are going to have to wait and see what happens with that. I'm hoping. I don't know. I'm interested to see how this works, and seeing how far does the Guns N' Roses brand extend. Can they really get this blocked? Okay. All right. Moving on to our next story. How many of y'all watch CNN? If you watch CNN, just put CNN in the comments. I will go to the CNN website every now and then just to see what's big on, the news front. I don't necessarily read the articles. Personally, I find CNN's reporting to be sensationalist. I prefer to read the reports from somewhere like NPR or something like that. But if you use CNN as a news source, give me a CNN in the comments, okay? Or I don't know what updates they've made to Clubhouse. If you could raise your hand and just let me know if you're a CNN person, okay? If you're not a CNN person, let me know what news outlets you listen to. I'm a big fan of the BBC, NPR. So every once in a while, I'll do MSNBC, but I also prefer podcasts for my news rather than visual news, right? But see, no CNNers here? That's so weird. Okay. Anyway, even if you're not a regular CNN fan, you've watched a few segments, and you know that any news segment has, music to, transition from scene to scene, to set the tone, all of that, right? Well, all of that music belongs to somebody, right? And CNN has been apparently has been using music without a license. For Brandon guy says, I'm not a fan of news propaganda. I understand that, Brandon guy, and to a certain extent, you can't escape biased reporting just because we're human beings. But I try to find the least biased outlets I can find. Okay. Anyway, so CNN, they use, these music clips to transition with their segments, but apparently they've been doing this without a license. CNN is being sued for $17 million by a company called Free Play Music. Free Play Music, they are a company that they have a 50,000 song library that they have created for broadcasters, for advertisements and YouTube, right? So they specifically make music that can be used for news broadcasts, right? And of course you have to pay them to use these clips, right? Apparently CNN has been using these without license. Free Play Music sent them a cease and desist, which they ignored. According to Free Play Music, CNN has used about 115 of their songs in over 280 segments. And Free Play Music now wants $17 million from CNN, right? So now, this hasn't been settled yet, but I want to know from you guys. Do you guys think that this was an oversight by CNN, or do you think they thought they could just get away with it, right? CNN is one of the most well-known news outlets, whether you're a fan of them or not. They are a very big news outlet, right? Um, and hi Barry 25 Barry. They are a big news outlet, right? Do you think that CNN just forgot to get a license for all of this music? Or do you think that they thought that, they could just basically use their power to, you know, what do you call it? Basically drown out this lawsuit. That Brandon guy says they should know better. They absolutely should know better, because you best believe if you're using CNN stuff that's copyrighted, they're going to come after you. So what happened at CNN? Who dropped the ball, or who said, who going to check me, boo? Right? There obviously is a team there that has to put together these segments and find the music. So someone had to know that there wasn't a proper copyright license to use this music. Why did y'all think that y'all could get away with it? Right? So now, that Brandon guy said we can barely use music on YouTube or social media without infringement. Absolutely. So now CNN is looking down at this $17 million lawsuit, and they're going to have to, justify why they've been using these music pieces without license, over 115, and have been ignoring cease and desists from this music company. Okay, so that just goes to show you that it does not matter how big you are. It doesn't matter, how respected you are. Intellectual property is intellectual property. You cannot just use someone's work without their permission. It doesn't matter who you are. Okay, so frankly, I'm rooting for Free Play. I hope CNN has to pay every dime of that $17 million, because you knew what you were doing, okay? You are a news outlet. You have journalistic standards. So you need to know, all about crediting and, all that stuff. So I have no sympathy for CNN. I don't think this was a mistake. I think you guys just got lazy, frankly, okay? Whatever. Anyway, but that's just my opinion. Okay. Before we move on to our next stories, I want to remind you guys that you are watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business and you're looking for some legal guidance from, a seasoned attorney who likes helping new business owners get their lives together, hit up your girl. Go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm and book yourself a free 15-minute consultation today. Okay? All right. Moving on to our next stories. Is anybody watching, whether you're watching live or watching the replay, are you interested in owning a performance venue, like a theater where people can do concerts? If you have dreams of owning your own, club or theater or lounge or wherever where people can come and perform, give me some type of music emoji, okay? And while you do that, I want to let you know that if this is part of your plan, in the future as you grow as a business mogul, understand that when you open a performance venue where people can come and perform, you need to have a license to do that. A performance license, a copyright license for any of the music that will be played. So if you're in a nightclub and music is being played, there is a licensing fee that they have to pay for that in the nightclub. If you go to a lounge, any club you go to, so I don't know how many of y'all have Pandora or Spotify, right? So they will have people from their company go to different places, go to different venues that are playing music, and technically are registered with Spotify, and check to make sure that the venue is not using a personal account to play the music. They have specific accounts for businesses to stream music, right? So with all that being said, there is a venue called Iron Horse Entertainment, okay? They are being sued by ASCAP. ASCAP is the Association of Songwriters and something. So they represent the songwriters in the music industry. They have sued um, Iron Horse Entertainment because they did not pay the license fees for music to be performed there. Okay, you cannot just open a nightclub and start playing music because you like it. As a nightclub, as a performance venue, as any of these places where licensed music is played, you need to get a license to play the music. Okay, you can't just play it. It's not just turning on the radio. Okay, so Iron Horse Entertainment, they are now settling with ASCAP to uh, to get this taken care of. I don't know how much they're settling for, but I'm sure they're gonna have to, run some coin. Um, but that just a heads up for you out there. If you want to own a nightclub venue, you want to invest in the proper licensing. Okay. um all right, next story. This is just a quick update. That Brandon guy, if you're still in here, you probably remember this from, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? A couple weeks ago, I was talking about Z Library, which was this online source that basically allowed you to pirate any and all educational literature, right? They had textbooks and stuff, and it was big with college students, right? And we talked about how that website got taken down. And when we talked about that story, I said, you know what? This isn't even going to stop anything. This is actually going to, like, another one is going to pop up immediately. And that's exactly what's been happening. Since Z Library has been shut down, there's been what's been called the Hydra effect. There are multiple websites popping up that are providing the same materials that Z Library performed before. So right now, it's like a game of whack-a-mole for for these publishers trying to figure out how to get all these websites taken down. You took down the head, but 10 heads grew in its place. So while Z Library may no longer be in effect, trust that there are multiple alternative resources out there that people can access. I'm not saying this for you to, go pirate books. This is just for your education. Okay. All right. All right. This next story I'm very excited about. My Nike heads, my sneaker heads. If you're a sneaker head, give me a sneaker emoji, whether live or whether on the replay. I want to see how many sneaker heads I have watching this show. Okay. Now, we all know that Nike's designs are very unique. People love them. That's why they have the sneakers app, and you gotta, get in line to buy some shoes. And a lot of us grew up on these brands, right? And for some people, they may think that imitation is the highest form of flattery, but Nike does not. Okay, Nike is suing a young man named who goes by the name Cool Key. He has a brand called By Key, and last year he came out with a line of sneakers that he was calling Air Keys, and basically it was the Nike design, but instead of the swoosh, it was a lightning bolt. Okay. Now The shoes were a big hit and they sold out. He tried to come out with another collection. This time he worked with another designer by the name of Omi, but their deal didn't go through, and Omi came out with his own brand of Air keys that were knockoffs of the knockoff of the Air keys, right? So cool. So the Bai Key and Omi, they've been going at it over, who stole from who, and then in comes Nike with their big foot and says, "Hold on. The both of y'all are wrong. This is our design." Nike is suing both Key and Omi for trademark infringement because they're like, these designs, they're protected by trade dress. You can't just take our designs and put a lightning bolt on it, right? Now, the designer Cool Key, he has been going on podcasts and radio shows and rounds, basically saying he can't believe that a brand he's supported his whole life is trying to sue a young black businessman, and this just doesn't look good. And that's why I entitled today's show is "Trademarks Don't See Color Unless They Do." Trademark enforcement has nothing to do about race, okay? Trademark infringement is about, hey, we created this thing, we make money off of it, we want to continue to making money off of it, and you don't have permission to use it. There is no racial defense to trademark infringement. You cannot infringe on someone's trademark and say, well, I am an oppressed group, so I should be able to violate intellectual property law. Absolutely not. Intellectual property law does not care about color unless you're trying to trademark a color for your brand. All right. So Mr. Key is going to have a rude awakening in the court when he loses the trademark infringement suit against him. Because just because you have, spent your whole life buying Nikes and, you love the brand, doesn't mean you can rip off their design and then put your name on it. Okay? It just doesn't work that way. So unless Cool Key can figure something out with Nike, he might have to pay a pretty penny. So we will see. Okay. For those of you who have just come in, want to remind you are watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you're trying to start a new business in 2023 and you still haven't decided what it is that you want to do and you want a little help, I would suggest that you go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. That is the link in my bio wherever you're consuming this. And there you can download my free Biz Launch cheat sheet. It will help you choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less, okay? So go grab that. I'm so thirsty today, y'all. Okay. Moving on to our next stories. Any Drake fans in the house? If you're a Champagne Poppy fan, give me a champagne emoji, okay? Now we know that Drake has been, in the news for, being not such a nice guy and getting in trouble with Vogue and all this stuff. But now, Drake is on the other side of trouble, okay? So Drake had a song, it didn't even come out that long ago. That song Drake had called Way Too Sexy. Too sexy for this something. Too sexy for this stuff. Too sexy for this. If you know that song, just give me a thumbs up, okay? So that song, like most of Drake's songs, was a big hit. Look, whether or not you like Drake, one thing you have to give Drake is he don't miss. I don't think there's been I don't think there's been a song that Drake has come out with that has done poorly. Okay? But anyway, so what's right said Fred? I don't know what that is. Anyway, so with the song "Way Too Sexy," um, Drake was sued for copyright infringement by a gentleman who goes by the name Angelou Skywalker. Okay, Angelou Skywalker claimed that Drake copied his the lyrics to his song, a song that he wrote, and used them for "Way Too Sexy." Now, when he brought this to court, and he showed the quote unquote evidence that showed that Drake had copied his song, the court was like, "These are common words. These are common phrases, and we can't really justify, establish that there's any specific copyright infringement." Okay? Now, on top of this, Angelou Skywalker, he really had a bee in his bonnet. He started sending threats to the prosecution, to Drake's attorneys. Oh, the right said Fred. Okay. He sent messages threatening Drake, threatening his lawyers, threatening the judge, told Drake that if he didn't show up to court, he was gonna become Adonis's father. Um, you know, uh, and just saying all sorts of terrible things to everybody involved in the case. So much so that not only was his copyright infringement case denied, he now has a restraining order against him for everybody involved in the case, and he has to stay 100 yards away from Drake, from Drake's legal team, from the judge, from the prosecution, from everybody. Listen, the one thing you don't want to do is piss off the court, okay? You cannot send notes to the judge, send notes to, the other side, the attorneys, and threaten them, okay? So, Mr. Angelou Skywalker lost his case and now has a restraining order against him against officers of the court. Do you know how hard it is to get a restraining order against yourself from an officer of the court? So, yeah, word to the wise. Don't try and threaten people if you're trying to win, a case. No matter what type of case you are winning, okay? You're not going to win. Okay? All right. Another celebrity in the news. Now, while I don't like talking about him because I want him to get help, this is a very interesting case. This is about our good friend Kanye. We just want to send, some prayer over his life right now because that man is not well. We pray for healing. All right. Now, despite Kanye's antics, Kanye is still about his paper, okay? What was the name? Who can tell me the name of Kanye's first album? What was the name of Kanye's first album when we got introduced to the original Kanye West? Not this person walking around in his skin right now, but the guy who made the first album. What was the name of that album? Can anybody tell me? Oh, what was the name of Kanye's first album? Thank you, that Brandon guy. Absolutely, College Dropout. And I remember when College Dropout came, it was my first year of law school. I was living down in Miami, and I was listening to it nonstop. It was really great. Lots of people love the album, okay? Including a guy who started a burger joint in Australia. So this guy started a restaurant in Melbourne, Australia called College Dropout Burgers. Okay. And they named a lot of the items on the menu after, Kanye songs and things like that. Kanye is now, you keep it in rotation. Okay. Kanye is trying to sue this, well, not suing them, but he is demanding that this burger chain stop using anything affiliated with his name, with their brand. Okay. Now, on the Converse side, the originators of this burger joint, they said, yes, we are fans of Kanye. Um, we are fans of Kanye, and we also started this, as college dropouts. We were students at a college in Melbourne, and we left to start this restaurant. Okay, so they hold on. You said the bear with the logo at the restaurant. Hold on. College dropout restaurant. Rest. How you spell restaurant? Restaurant. Okay. College dropout burgers. Let me see what this look like. Okay. So, all right. Well, their logo doesn't look like the college dropout bear. But anyway, they're using his bear logo. Where are they using it? Cuz I'm looking at the website right now. I'm looking at the website right now, and I don't see it. They may have changed it. Hey Mahogany Joy, they may have changed it recently. Yeah. But Brandon is saying that hey Dr. Frederick, Brandon is saying that they were using the college dropout bear for their restaurant. Hi, Doctor. But when I go to the website, they've changed their logo to like a crayon heart, a heart made with crayons, right? And that Brandon guy said it might be because of the lawsuit. They may have changed it already. Look, I don't want no smoke with Kanye. Regardless of his mental state, that man got money, okay? And he has the legal team to see this through. So college dropout burgers may have at least temporarily changed their logo to avoid any smoke with Kanye's team. But they are saying, look, we are also college dropouts, and we really like Kanye's music. Should they be allowed to call their restaurant College Dropout and use, names from Kanye's songs on their menu if they're not associated with Kanye? Now remember, when you have a trademark, it is in your industry, right? Kanye, as far as I know, doesn't have any trademarks in the food industry. But is this another Guns N' Roses situation where your brand has elevated past your industry? Okay. College dropout burgers. Hold on. College dropout burgers logo images. Hold on. I see what you're talking about. Okay, guys. So yeah, if you guys Google college dropout burgers logo, they definitely did use a logo that was inspired by Kanye's dropout college dropout cover, right? And items on the menu are named after his songs. There's an item called the workout plan. There's the college dropout. There's the good morning. What else we got? There's a heartless. There's a graduation. There's a Saint Pablo. So yeah. So they're using Kanye's song titles to name their items, and they also were using a derivation of the college dropout bear for their restaurant. So apparently they've changed it so far to something else. I don't know if that's gonna stay, but if you go to their website now, it's no longer the bear. It's a heart. But yeah, do you think that, okay, barring all of this other stuff, Kanye doesn't necessarily doesn't have trademarks for college dropout in the food industry, right? Do you think that Kanye's brand is so elevated and so spread out and well known that he has a credible case for trademark infringement here, right? Are people going to hear college dropout burgers and think of Kanye, right? Especially with that bear logo that they used to have. What y'all think? You're naming things on the menu after his songs. You named your restaurant after his very first album. You were using a derivation of, his cover art. Does Kanye have enough here to go after these people for infringement, even though he's not in the food industry? Right now, I think with their former logo, Kanye definitely had some stake in that, because the Brandon Guy says college dropout burgers name can stick, all the rest has to go. Hogany Joy said it, absolutely. That Brandon Guy, I'm totally with you. I think that they can keep the name, but they're probably going to need to rename a lot of the things on that menu, and that logo, of course, they can't use the bear. But I do think that they have every right to use, the name as their restaurant name. They just can't make it so it looks like, it's affiliated with Kanye, right? So good luck to them. Okay. Okay. All right. Next story, another day, another streaming company taken down. Okay. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of Nitro TV, but if you, yes. Okay. So everybody's on the keep the name, everything else gotta go train. I agree with y'all. All right. Our next story, I don't know if you guys have heard of this streaming program called Nitro TV, but they're no longer in existence. They were basically a pirate streaming service. They were stealing programs from other sources, there's no other word for it, and putting it on their platform and charging $20 a month per user, right? And they had programming from Amazon, from Columbia Pictures, Warner Brothers, NBC, Disney, Paramount, all the girls. They had all the girls on their platform. And they said, well, you can access all of these programs for for, a nice $20 a month, okay? All of the now, not only were they selling memberships to this streaming service without permission, they also were advertising this service on other platforms, and getting a cut of whatever subscriptions they could sell. So these people were marketing hard, right? Of course, as you get bigger, somebody's going to hear about it. And all the girls heard about it. Amazon, Columbia, Warner Brothers, Disney, NBC, and Paramount, they heard Nitro TV was out here getting that guap. And they said, hold up. You're out here rebroadcasting our programming without permission and selling access to it? Girl, who do you think you are? Right? So they sued Nitro TV. Nitro TV, they did not respond to, hey everybody, they did not respond to the summons to the court. So the court said, hey, you're being sued, here's your court date. Nitro TV never showed up. So because of that, there was a default judgment against them, okay? A default judgment means, like, if you don't show up, the other side automatically wins, right? So there was a default judgment against Nitro TV, and now they have been ordered to pay over $50 million for piracy. Okay, how did they come to this number? They said that Nitro TV pirated about 2,000 individual pieces of work, and they valued each one at about $150,000 per infringement, plus damages, and penalties and whatever. So I say that to say this: if you are out here pirating, don't go advertising it everywhere. What are you doing advertising your pirate website on the internet for, knowing that the girls are watching? Okay, so Nitro TV, if they can find the originators of this website, because a lot of times, the people who are running it aren't even based in the United States, they have to find a way to come up with $50 million. I don't have $50 million laying around, do you? But yeah, so good luck, Nitro TV. All right. And last couple, I don't know if we're going to do both of these, but hold on. Mahogany Joy said, people think all publicity is good publicity to a degree. They do, because that's the only way you can explain love and hip hop. Hello, Leaks Dope. All right. Our second to last story of the evening. My beer lovers, if you like a good IPA or a lager, a bowling shirt. What is a sweater? If you are a beer drinker, give me a beer emoji. Okay. Give me a beer emoji, baby. Oh. Ooh, yes, let's go bowling, Mahogany Joy. I'm good at bowling. Anyway, so my beer drinkers. So there's people are trying to distinguish their brands in the marketplace, right? When you when you come out with a product, especially beer, you want to make sure that when you have when people think of your beer name, they can automatically associate it with your company, right? So there was a company, they tried to trademark the name Taco Tuesday for their beer, right? So they wanted the brand name of their beer to be Taco Tuesday. The court said no. Why do you think the court said no to this company trademarking Taco Tuesday for their beer? Why do you think the court said no? Why do you think the court said no? Why do you think? It's actually two reasons. There are two reasons the court gave for why you cannot trademark Taco Tuesday as a beer. The first was, there are other beers out there calling themselves Taco Tuesday. It might not be the brand name of the beer, but there are several beer brands that have, how you'll have the beer name and then they'll have like different flavors underneath. Well, I don't want dead air. Hello. It's just me on here. Do you want to come on live and explain? Hi, C4C Global. You want to come on live and explain why they might have said no? Leaks Dope, so I can give you a chance to answer. Let me know. I'll send you the invitation. You can come right on here. Mahogany Joy, you can too. Okay. All right. So here's the first reason. The first reason they denied it is, like I was saying, you want to come on, Mahogany Joy? Listen, I have no problem bringing y'all on the air. Y'all be shy. Okay? No, I didn't. Y'all always be claiming y'all look at. Do I look like I have a glam team here? I be on here ashy and dry. Okay. Anyway, So there are several beers out here that already call themselves Taco Tuesday. Mahogany don't want to be on. Okay. Oh, yes. Mahogany coming on. Hold on. Yes, Mahogany. Let me bring you on. Go live with Mahogany. Come on, Mahogany. Hey, I sent you a request, girl. You coming on?
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Hey, okay. I'm just going to listen and give my opinion. Oh, I got to turn my camera around. There we go.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey.
All right. So tell me, why do you think the court said, look, girl, we can't give you Taco Tuesday for this beer?
Well, okay, the first thing that comes to mind is that Taco Tuesday is used so vastly already. We've used it in college and, like everybody's saying Taco Tuesday. So that would give them the right to just sue everybody. And I don't think they want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But the second reason, I'm not too sure about that one. I don't know.
Leaks Dope said that sombrero in the back is fire.
I'm a cowgirl, so it's one of my cowgirl hats. So,
yes, but yes, Mahogany, that you're on the right track. Absolutely. The court said, look, Taco Tuesday, it's essentially becoming generic. Everybody uses Taco Tuesday as a day where you go out, eat tacos, and have something to drink, possibly tequila, maybe a beer, right? So the court said, one, Taco Tuesday kind of already denotes that you're drinking a beer and or drinking, right? And then the other side is there are plenty of other beer brands out here that have a Taco Tuesday, label on them. So it was a double whammy for a no that this brand was not able to name their brand Taco Tuesday beer. Because even if you think of it right now, if I went to the store and I saw Taco Tuesday beer, I would be like, who makes this? I would not immediately associate that with a company, right? And when you have a trademark, you want your brand, you want that mark, that name, that sound, whatever it is, you want it to be associated directly with your brand. When we hear Just Do It, we think Nike. When we hear, I don't know, you think NBC. When your brand is out there, when people hear the name or see the logo, that you want people to know that it's your brand. Yes, that branded guy. LeBron tried to trademark Taco Tuesday for his podcast, and he got denied because Taco Tuesday is too common. Everybody loves tacos.
Like, if anybody's going to brand it, I mean, let Mexico brand it, right? I mean, the people that make tacos.
But wouldn't it be generic in Mexico, though? Because they all eat tacos.
That's true. I'm just saying.
Yes. But thank you for coming on, Mahogany, and giving us your take. I love to bring people on. I try and do this, but everybody be shy. Talk about they look a mess. Like I'm on here looking like Mariah Carey with her light and 72 hours of cosmetology training.
I mean, you are gorgeous. Confidence is beauty. I mean, you do it, and you definitely encourage me. So thanks for bringing me on.
Thanks for coming. You're always welcome. All right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. All right. And our last story of the evening. My gamers. Any gamers on here? Give me a video game emoji. I think aren't you a gamer, Mahogany?
I used to game. Right now, I'm not in the game world right now, but I used to.
Okay. Anybody here who plays Call of Duty? Call of Duty. I have I don't even know if you're gonna be able to find this now, but apparently Call of Duty, they are coming out with a new thing, a new game, a new installment called Call of Duty Warzone 2. Right? Mm-hmm. Thank you, that Brandon guy. Do you know what I'm talking about? Call of Duty Warzone 2, Brandon? Actually, Mahogany, let me see if I can bring Brandon on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. How do I remove him? No. Wait, how do I I don't know how to take you off, girl. I need you to
how do I do it? Maybe if I can do it.
Is there an X at the top? Help.
I don't know. I could just like drop offline and come back on.
Okay. Okay. I'll wait for you to come back. Okay. What you mean you good? Brandon? Wow. Okay, anyway. So for my gamers, Call of Duty, they're coming out with a new installment called Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 Resurgence, right? Now I'm not a big gamer, so I don't know what the hype is, but apparently there is a somebody leaked a map from the game, and Activision, they are pissed. They are online on the warpath trying to get this leaked map taken down off the internet. Does anybody know why Activision is so adamant that this map not be leaked? Why is it so important? Mahogany Joy said, I like Call of Duty. I don't play much at all. Why do you think it's so important to Activision to make sure that this map doesn't make it too far out in the internet world? Even though, why is it a big deal? You know, I don't do video games, so why is it a big deal that the map was released? Why is Activision using their copyright rights? That's how they're getting it taken down. They're like, hey, this is something we created. Take it down. Why don't they want the map released? Why don't they want the map released? Well, people get an advantage having that ahead of time. Okay. So you have an advantage. Do you win money on Call of Duty? I don't video game. I know people make money. Mahogany Joy said people are always looking for an advantage in the game world. So it's basically just about bragging rights. Okay, all right. Whatever reason, you know, Activision is well within their rights to say, hey, we created these maps, we created this world. We don't want this out in the world before we are ready. That Brandon guy said it would be like having the answer key to a maze. Okay. No, but people like to camp out a lot. Camp out where? Okay. All right. So Brandon guy said it would be like having the answer key to a maze. I understand that. Hi, nerdy gentlemen. They get you a lot. They get you a lot before you can even learn the board yourself. Okay. So I guess because the map was leaked and Activision wants to make sure all people who are playing can have, I guess, a level playing field, they want this map leak taken down because they don't want people, I guess, to be able to study the map, know where everything is. I guess don't snipe people. I don't know what y'all are doing on these games. What? So so Activision is out here trying to get every copy of this map taken down, okay? And you can do that when you create things. That is what copyrights give you the right to do. You can say, hey, I don't want this here. I don't want it there. Take it down. All right? Okay. I did not realize we were going to go over today, but I'm glad that we got through all of the stories. Thank you guys for your participation today. Thank you, Mahogany, for coming on, you know, and, you know, being one with me in the crusty. But you didn't look crusty, girl. You look absolutely beautiful. I just be on here looking like, you know, I don't know, who shot John. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me for especially since we went over. If you have any questions about tonight's stories, please, you know, feel free to hit me up in the DMs. If you are looking for help with your startups, you know, the top of the year. Oh, thank you. The top of the year is fast approaching, y'all. It is December, what, 5th, 6th? I don't even know what day it is. But it's December, which means January is around the corner. A lot of you are, you know, want to do some things at the top of the year. That's when a lot of us want to start some new plans. If a business, if starting a business is on your 2023, ooh, my voice just cracked. 2023 to-do list, make sure you book your one-on-one sessions with me um, at the 2022 prices, because the prices are going up in 2023. So even, you can book a 2023 date for the month of December, however far in 2023 you like, but in January the prices go up. So I would suggest that you book this month, okay? But yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Make sure that you guys are taking care of yourselves. This will be up in a few minutes, so if you missed anything, you'll be able to. Yes, today's price is not yesterday's price. Okay. Make sure you go to linktr.ee/npl consulting firm. I don't think you can book out that far. I don't think my scheduling thing goes that far. Excuse me. Anyway, but yes, thank you guys for making this such a fun time for me. I've been doing this show for almost 5 years, and I still love doing it, and that's because of you guys. So thank you so much, and I will see you online. Okay, bye bye. All right. And ooh, trademarks. Color. Accept.